Now we're going to take these scenes that we've created and put them in a Google slideshow presentation so they look really nice. Some of you are able to use the cut list extension if you've got the downloaded version of SketchUp. And if you don't, that's okay too. You can create your own cut list using a spreadsheet in Excel. It's just going to take you a little bit more time. So that's okay. So what I need to do now is I'm going to come up here and say File, Export. And I want to export an animation. But before I do that, I got to be careful. I got to come up here to Window. Where's Model Info? There's Model Info. And then under Animations here, I want to get rid of Scene Transitions. Now, here's why you want to get rid of those. And I'll show you what that did. So you uncheck that box. And now when I go from scene to scene, if you remember before, it kind of had this like really pretty soft animation that would transfer. What we're going to do is export these scenes. But if we don't get rid of those animations, it's actually in an animation, it's several hundred pictures that would go from my side view to my top view. So if I don't disable those, I'm going to download, when I download the scenes, I'm going to get all those hundreds of pictures in there as well. And I'll wind up with about 600 pictures instead of the 5 that I want. So I'll come here and say File, Export, Animation, Image Set. You must have one scene is included in, oh, I thought I was being smart here. I want to say include an animation on all of these. So I'll come down here, include an animation, include an animation. I goofed up there earlier. Okay, I'll come back up here, export, animation, image set. And where do I want to save it? I'm just going to save mine as COVID-2 Woods Design on the desktop. It's going to be 5 pictures. I'm going to export those. There they go. So now I'm going to come to the internet and I need to go to my drive. And I have a folder in Woods 2 called COVID-19 in honor of you guys. And I'm going to make a new slideshow. Whoops, not a new folder. A new Google Slides. We're going to call this Capstone Project Practice. Then I'm going to get rid of these. And I'm probably going to need Control C, Control V, at least 2, maybe 3 pages. Well, now I'm going to put in, and maybe I'll put in, I should not have gotten rid of all that stuff, but I'm going to put in my name and the title of this project. Capstone Project Practice. And you can make it look way nicer than this. This is not my strong suit, and I don't need to spend a bunch of time on it, but I need to at least have some of that information on there. So now I'm going to say Insert Image. I've got to go find it. Upload from computer, and I put mine on my desktop. And I'm going to see if I can get all these in at one time by holding down Shift. Open. There we go. So they actually put all of the, oh, I only got one at a time. And you can see it's too big, and it's kind of got a pinkish white background. That's okay. It's not the end of the world. So I'm going to crop this. Where is crop? This happened to me last term, and I couldn't find crop. Well, should be a crop button that I can't find. Where did it go? Anyhow, let's just pretend that I'm cropping them, but I'm just going to resize them. And then I got to call up here, insert image from computer 3. Would be nice to be able to crop these. There's crop. So I can get rid of all the extra white space. Look at that, it brought in a whole bunch of drawings. I thought it only brought in the first one, but it brought all of them in. So I'm gonna have to put some on the second page, so I'm just gonna hit cut, paste, and I'll fit what I can up here, cut, and put the rest back over here. This one can crop. And some of these, like this one with dimensions, I'm going to cut and paste that one here because I need this to be big enough that I can read those numbers. And if it's not big enough where I can't read the numbers, it's not going to be a real useful drawing. So I can crop this a little bit, but I'd rather have you take 3 or 4 pages instead of cropping stuff so small that you can't read it. So this one, it's not real important because there's not a view on there that we need to see. Let's cut this one. Let's see if we can paste these two. This one being the less important one, this one having dimensions on it, and I might only get one drawing on here, and that's okay. So it looks like, and to be quite honest, you got to ask yourself, in the drawing back here, does this give me any more information than this one? And if it doesn't, I'm okay with you getting rid of it. And in this case, I don't know that it does give me any more meaningful information. So I think I'm okay with getting rid of it. I think I'm actually going to put in another slide because these look a whole lot more interesting when I can read the measurements on there. So if you wind up with one per slide, that's totally fine with me. Okay, so I've got this. Let's see, I don't need that one again. I'm going to crop this guy, and then I can blow it up a little bigger even so I can read the measurements. You know, if this was a drawing that you were doing that you were trying to sell to somebody, I would probably make a really nice version of this that, oh, look at that. I'm going to need another one. I would make a nice version that is really well done and looks very artistic without the dimensions on it, so that if someone's looking at this as a plan that they want you to build and buy, they can get a good feel for what an isometric view looks like. And then on these, you can go ahead and label them if you would like. And I'll show you what I mean there on one of these, but I'm not going to take a whole bunch of time because you got better things to do than to watch me do things that you already know how to do. So I could put in here in this text box, I'll put in here front view. And again, dress this up so it looks nice. This is a practice for our final capstone project. We want you to be able to, when we come back to school in May, I want you to be able to, I can print these out for you, but I want you to be able to have these views set up so that you can just draw them, that you don't need to think about them, that you don't need to keep going back to your design, because that is, we're going to have such little time that we want you to use all of that class time you possibly can to get this done. So I'd label this one exploded view, and I would label this one side view, and I'd label this one back view. The last thing that we want to get in here, as I put a new slide in, is that, oh, let's see, where is it? I saved that extension, that cut list, and I am so disorganized on my front screen here that I don't know where it is. Let's see if I can find it. There we go. And this is too big to fit on one page, and it's really difficult to take a PDF and put it in there. So what I usually do is I hit the print screen button. I had to hit function print screen. I'll come back here, paste it in there, and then just crop this. And now this is in on here. And if you want to get fancy and rotate this so that when you print it prints out as big as possible, even though it looks sideways in the presentation, it will look better when it's printed because you'll be able to read it because it's so much bigger. Made it a little too big though. Oh, I don't know. I think I'm overthinking this. Maybe it would look better this way. Okay, let's pretend like this is it. Now, the last thing you need to do is in the manufacturing world, we like PDFs. We don't like Google slide presentations. So the last thing that you're going to do here with your capstone project, please don't share this with me. You're going to go up to your file, download as a PDF, and then this is the document that you will turn into me. So if I open it up in a PDF, I get these different views, and this turns back into me. I wanted to show you in our project, sorry, let me get my brain to catch up. In our capstone project, we have this practice one, or I think I call it the backstone capstone project. There's a backup capstone project right here, the coffee table with drawer and dimensions. This is, if I was spending time to really have it look nice, this is what I would do. So you can see this example right here. This is that isometric that I was talking about, that we can all look at that and say, oh, that looks great. That would be awesome. And then we start getting into all these dimensions on there. And you can see, you can use this as an example, and this has that cut list in there, but everything is labeled well. So if you're looking for an example of what this should look like, this is it. The video that I've made is fine, but this is a much better example where I've taken the time to make things look better and present better. If you've got questions, please don't hesitate to reach out.